Hello and welcome to our channel, Portugal on a Shoestring.
Hello, welcome again to Portugal on a Shoestring.
Hello.
This week we're going to do some question and answers. We've got a little bowl of questions made up. We'll just draw them at random and we'll talk about each one. But first, a little bit about ourselves. This is Diane and I'm Brian. We moved to Portugal from the northwest of England in March this year. So we've been here about 7 months now. It's gone very well. We're enjoying it still. We're renovating a property that had been abandoned for 15 years. So
that shows.
Plenty to keep us busy. We come here on a D7 visa, which is commonly known as the retirement visa or passive income visa. It's the easiest route most people find to get here, so that's probably the best one to look at if you're looking for something. Mm. Yeah, we get our income from a couple of properties that we rent out in the UK. Yeah. So that's our income. So we're on quite limited. We don't have a lot of money, but we've got enough to satisfy the visa requirements. Yeah. That for the D7 visa, that's about €13,000 a year. That's for the both of us. Mm. Anyway,
right, let's get on with it.
Let's get on with this. Do you want to pick one?
Okay. I'm going to mix them because I don't know whether you've mixed them properly.
Okay.
Right. Oh, this is a good one.
Oh dear. That's the first one.
This is the first one.
I don't know if
you'll be able to see from there.
So we've got, go on.
How much money do you make from YouTube? Is it worth the time? And that's from Alan, sorry.
Yeah.
Alan.
Yeah, we do make a little bit of money from YouTube, mainly from the adverts. We don't do any merchandise. No. We do have a Buy Me a Coffee page, but we don't make any money from that.
That's charity.
Any money that goes to that goes to the charity with dog shelter across the road. Yeah. So.
Well, we've already had some donations as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
We've had $50 already, so I'm really pleased about that. I go over there every week and I give them a good cuddle and a walk and everything, and I love it. So that's really helped towards all the little goodies.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we don't, other than the adverts that you see, we don't get any money off YouTube.
How much? It's probably only about £20.
Yeah, it works out, on average, it's worked out, we get about 2,000 views a week, roughly. Mm. And that works out round about €20 a week.
Each video.
So it's around about €80 a month we make.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, but
it takes a long time to do the video.
Yeah, I mean, apart from shooting the video itself, like we're doing now, there's obviously all the editing, and the editing takes me 6 to 8 hours of work on the computer to do one video.
Keeps them out of the way.
So it's not really worth it, but it's good fun to do, and it's great to be able to sort of pass on information to people and let people know what it's like here and everything.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing really, is that when we were watching a lot of YouTube before we came here, we were trying to find out as much information as possible, and found it a bit lacking actually, so that we thought...
Certainly money-wise.
Yeah, very much people wouldn't talk about it, and you wanted to know all the ins and outs really, so so we thought, well, we'll be dead open, and we'll tell you everything, and just try and help anybody that wants to come here. And also, I actually started it, little videos on my phone at first, just to send to family. So that's the only reason we set it up at first. But then my daughter's friends watched it, and then they were asking to subscribe and things. So we just put it together on a YouTube. And then it just went from there, didn't it, really? Yeah. But also, because I've got such a bad memory, I like to look back to see where we were to begin with. because I forgot how bad it was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There was no kitchen at all to speak of.
Yeah, so did I until I did the video, the time-lapse video.
Yeah, I think it's a record for us really to see how far we come, because when you're living in it, that sort of renovation state, you don't see all the improvements all the time because you're just going on and on and on. Like I am now, sorry. But yeah, it's a good record. So we don't make a lot of money.
No. I mean, we have, somebody asked did we get any sponsorship or anything. We don't actually get any sponsorship for anything, although we have been approached by a few companies, and it was like, do you want to promote our shoes? Yeah, I'll wear shoes, obviously, but not these £150 shoes. So
it's Portugal on a shoestring. It's not, we buy cheap stuff.
Or do you want to drink this green gunk that makes you feel better? No. We have actually. I've got one coming up really soon, which is a tool. Who somebody actually got in touch with and said, "Do you want to review our tools?" I said yes, because it's something that we will genuinely use, and we need to be able to believe in it and actually use it. We would not have believed in those shoes or the. I'm not going to say the name of it. The pond water stuff, yeah. And there's been a couple of others. We've said no to them all, apart from this one tool one, which you'll see in a couple of weeks. Yeah. But we're not getting any money out of it. No. We're just getting the tool.
Oh, it's fantastic though, because it's better than the one we've got.
Yeah, but enough about that. Another
video on that.
Video. Yeah. So again, we won't make any money out of that. There is we could get a commission, but what I'm thinking of doing is actually, if anybody buys the tool and gets the commission, or we get the commission, we'll put that with the buy me a coffee money, and it goes towards the dogs. Yeah. Because we don't want to make money out of you lot. No. No. That's it. Right. Shall I go for one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll mix them up so as you sorted the ball. Let's see, what have we got?
Which one? Oh my God, this is
this is a big one.
A long one.
Right. Okay. I don't think you'll be able to read it. I'll put them up on the screen on a caption anyway. But, right. We've got, nice job, Brian. Couple of questions. Where are you getting your steel channel from? I think he's referring to the steel channel in the ceilings. What's the riveting machine make? And did you go from the same place? I used wood before, as you know, but having watched you put that channel up, I am encouraged to give it a go. Good to see another sturdy chap up a ladder. Yes, okay.
You've all heard the ladder squeaking though, haven't you?
The ladder squeaking in terror. Yeah. All the best, Dave and Jenny. That's from a couple we have had conversations with. You live not far from us, actually.
Yeah, they're quite
And they have a YouTube channel called I Want a Lemon.
Yeah.
Go and have a look at them. Dead interesting. Yeah. He's doing a very similar sort of thing to this. So if you like this, you're almost certainly going to like him.
Yeah.
I Want a Lemon.
Give it a go. No, they're smashing. They're doing really well.
Yeah.
And he made a cracking double bed frame that we're going to pinch the idea for, because that was really good. So yeah, give that a check out. But
to answer this question, the steel channel from the ceilings, it's available in most DIY places and hardware shops. It's about $2.99 a length for 3 meters, and they have different profiles for different jobs. What's the other? Riveter machine. The riveter was from Amazon, but they sell them anywhere where they sell the profiles, the steel profile. They'll sell the riveter machines as well. My one cost 10, 12 euros, I think it was, on Amazon. But you can get them everywhere.
Was it from Leroy? Did you say? Did you get all the steel?
The steelwork I got from a shop called Brick and Marsh, a B&Q type place here. There's loads of them everywhere. Other places, Leroy Merlin, or any basically local builders yards will do them.
Have them as well.
Yeah. But yeah, all the best to yourself, Dave and Jenny.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Dave. We will pop in.
Yeah, we have
eventually. We have passed a couple of times.
We have passed a few times, but we're actually on the way. Well, actually, we'll talk about it in a bit.
Yeah.
I know we've got other questions coming up.
Shut up now, my turn.
Go
on. Oh, another big one. Okay. Now I'm going to hold it into the thing.
Just hold it up.
Hold it up. Okay.
There you go.
Let's have a see. This is from John Hartley, right? Hi Brian, hi Diane. I am glad to see you are well, Diane. Oh, that's because I wasn't very well the other week. Another nice informative video as always. As I'm sitting at home watching you with the central heating on, it's been cold at night for the last few weeks. I was wondering if you have started putting heating on at night time, or are you lucky enough not to have yet done that? So,
well
then.
Yes. No.
No, we haven't.
We haven't had to put the heating on yet.
No.
It's starting to get just a little cooler in the evening, isn't it?
Yeah.
During the day, it's about 20 to 24.
20 to 24.
Have an evening. Outside, it's dropping to, I think it's 12 or so, isn't it? 12, 13.
Yeah.
But inside the
In
house,
it's not that cold.
It's still sort of 18 to 20. So sometimes we'll throw a fleece
blanket
over your legs or something like that. But no need for any heating at the moment.
No, not at all. So in the morning, sometimes it's like you do the same in the morning.
Yeah.
You just put a little blanket over your legs. And then, in a couple of hours, it's roasting again.
Yeah. That's one of the issues with Portugal.
Yeah.
You get up in the morning and you go out and you've got 3-4 layers with a coat on and a hat and everything because it's chucking it down, it's misty, it feels cold. And then by sort of 11, 12 o'clock, you're stripped down to a t-shirt and shorts again.
Yeah.
It's really quite strange.
Yeah, shedding all them layers really quickly.
Lots of thin layers, that's what you want.
Yeah, that's the key.
Adjust through the day.
I really need a brolly because when I go out, I've only got a thin anorak for the rain, but I'm sweating on the inside as much as I'm wet on the outside from the rain.
Yeah. So it might be easier just with the brolly.
Just with the brolly might be easier, and I won't have to wear the coat then. Yeah. But it's really strange. It's quite humid with it raining as well, with it being warm and raining. So it's an odd thing. Yeah. It doesn't feel like October that we would think of in the UK. So it's very different.
I know you've talked to family and that, and they're freezing and
they're really cold, and they've got the heating on, and so it's much different in that way. That's not nice.
But ultimately, I mean, as regards, we will need heating during the winter. It does get cold enough that you will need heating during the winter.
This is our first winter, so
we're not sure how
bad. How cold it will get. Yeah. We never really used to have the heating on very high in the UK ourselves because we've got insulation, haven't we?
Built-in.
Built-in insulation anyway. So, I don't know. We'll just have to play it by ear. We've got a couple of fan heaters that we've got to keep us warm, but we're not sure really. Yeah,
what we were going to do was get maybe a couple of oil-filled radiators. Yeah. Just basically just electric stuff for this year, to get an idea of how bad it is, and then we do have a wood burner that we brought over with us that we are planning on putting in the other end of the house, and we were thinking of making like a winter snug, so a small living room with a wood burner. It's got a big fire, a sort of chimney breast in it.
Cozy.
It should be nice. So it really does depend on how bad it gets, and unfortunately we don't know yet. Yeah. For now, we're just going to deal with portable electrical heaters
and just see how we get on.
Yeah.
I mean, I always like the idea of having the fire.
Oh yeah.
And maybe when we get more acclimatised, we will feel the cold more. Yeah. In the winter time.
Because I know some people are already walking around in more wintry type stuff, and we're still walking around in shirts and t-shirts. Shorts and t-shirts, I should say. shirt and t-shirt.
No trousers.
No trousers. That's a different video. I'll give you the link to. No. Right. I think that.
Right. That's sorted that one out.
Cool. Nice one.
Was that me or you?
That was you.
Okay.
My turn.
Okay.
I'll take that. And we've got. Right. It's actually one for Diane, really, but there we go. Right. Carrie Bayer. Bayer. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Are you planning to do raised beds or a bigger in-ground garden plot next year? You have the space for it. We certainly do.
We do.
Well, leave it to you.
Yeah, it's because you don't even get involved with the garden that much.
I'm too busy.
So I've got to do both. I'm like juggling house and garden. Multi-skilled. For the moment, I've not done anything yet because I wanted to see where the position of the sun was and
how things grow and how dry things get.
Yeah. But I'm not going to do raised beds because I think they're a waste of time. I mean, they work for some people, but you put so much like extra compost that and things like that inside.
And the soil here is so fertile,
fantastic.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Friends of ours in the next village, they did a vegetable plot and everything just grows fantastic. So I'm just going to do the same. I've put some weed control fabric down in an area where I'm planning on planting next year. So I don't know whether you'll put
I'll put a clip in now.
Put a clip in there.
This is our planned vegetable patch. It's set in the garden by the pool, and it's approximately 5.5 meters wide, 7 or 8 meters long. So we've just got weed control fabric on at the moment, just try and kill off any of the weeds that are underneath. When we're ready to surround it with fencing, we'll put that up and we'll rotivate the whole lot before we start planting and put pathways in and things like that.
No. So I've just sort of marked out where I want it to be. We've priced up some fencing and poles to go around it because of the wild boar. Anyone that's watched the videos before, see me, they're digging up around the roots by the trees.
Yeah.
So it's all plotted out for next spring or just before spring. I want to get it sorted out by then.
Compost heap and fence it all off.
That's
a
big project for the beginning of the year, really. So that's going to take some time. But yeah, I mean, everything just grows fabulous here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do it in the ground. But yeah, I've got big plans for the garden plot, really. I will be learning how to bricklay to do the compost area and everything, so that would be quite good. And another thing is the sun is so powerful, so I'm going to have to make sure I put shade in somehow.
We may have to plant something in front of the garden patch.
Yeah.
To provide a bit of shade in the afternoon.
I think it's the west side, isn't it? The sun coming from the west, it's going to be so intense in the afternoon. So any ideas of anything I can plant that will give me good shade and not be absolutely scorched will be very helpful if anyone knows what to put in.
Yeah.
So thanks.
All comments gratefully received.
Yeah. Everybody's really helped me actually because I'm a bit of a novice.
It's brilliant, all
the
responses we get. I mean, whether we've asked a question or we've done something and people come up with new ideas or questions, why didn't you do it this way? Happy to explain why I've decided a way.
Yeah, we've chosen the same way.
We're not necessarily saying we're right, but that's the way our thought process behind it sometimes,
Yeah.
So we might have reasons that we haven't shown, but happy to explain if anybody asks.
Definitely.
Do you want to take the next one?
Me. Right, let's have a see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, what have we got?
Hello. you any regrets, or if you had to do it again moments? I love your channel, and that's from Brian Ingram.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Hello.
Great name, that, Brian.
Hi, Brian. I know that you're a regular. We get great questions from you.
Have we any regrets?
Have we got any regrets?
When we first came to the country, you have to do a second stage interview for the visa. And we went through Manchester Consulate, and they provided appointments for us. The trouble was that the appointments were for the day after we arrived in the country. And one of them was in Coimbra, which is quite close, and the other one was in Espinho, which is up near Porto, about
2 hours,
2 hours drive away, at the same day, at the same time.
Yeah.
So one of us was supposed to go to one was going to...
This happens all the time, by the way.
This is a very regular thing. I chose to cancel my appointment, and we went to Diane's. If I've got a regret, it was cancelling that appointment, because it is absolutely impossible to get another appointment once you're here. Still waiting, 7 months later, continuously trying. We've recently got in touch with someone who helps expats out with sorting out bureaucracy and stuff, and she's going to contact the organisation called AIMA, AIMA, and they deal with all the visas and stuff. She's got to get in touch with it on our behalf and see if she can chase things up and see like that. But other than that, I can't think of anything really that I regret or I'd do differently since we've been here.
Not sure, really.
I'm fairly happy with sort of how we've found things and done stuff. I can't think of any major mistakes or things we thought, oh God, I wish that hadn't have happened. You know, I'm quite happy really. But I've got very low standards, so.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know. I probably wish that we had gone ahead with the caravan idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the first ideas we had was to bring a caravan with us, or to buy a caravan here and live in the caravan for a bit. I don't know. I've lived in a caravan for a while. It's not nice.
But I'm the one that struggles with
OCD.
I'm not OCD. I'm just normal. He's just filthy. He's just like he can put up with any standard of living. Whereas
go on, keep taking.
That's the only thing I struggle with really, is because
it is messy.
So dirty with it being a renovation.
Yeah, there's dust everywhere.
The fact that there's cobwebs and there's massive bugs everywhere and rats and mice, and I don't think I was prepared quite for that. So yeah, maybe I should have pushed for a caravan just so I could keep that really, really sterile and clean. So that's the only regret really, but because I do struggle now and again because it's a bit dirty.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you are in a good position to buy a house that is not all run down and falling to pieces, you'd
have nothing to do.
I could craft. I go do crafty things.
But yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, it is a struggle.
It's hard sometimes, because you're living in shambles.
Careful. But I understand
the only
what
thing
you mean.
really, is that flipping appointment.
Yeah. I'm sure Diane won't mind me saying, I do as well. We both suffer from anxiety.
Yeah.
We'd have each struggled on our own to go through that process.
Yeah.
And we sort of lean on each other a lot.
Support.
So I'd have probably been all right, but I think you'd have really struggled on your own to go to that interview without someone to lean on.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we couldn't have done it. It's still a sort of patriarchal sort of society. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're not sort of, you have to be the husband that does everything. But it's assumed that the husband will lead
Yes.
the sort of application or bank account. The problem with Diane's second stage interview was that her name wasn't on the bank account that we had all our funds on. So we had to redo that. Now, you go to a bank account here, to a bank here and open an account, it's opened in the man's name automatically.
Yeah.
And the woman's isn't necessarily put on it.
Yeah.
Even if you ask for a joint account, you have to insist on it.
We have to
do
apply
that.
for that separately, so I could get the paperwork for that. But a friend of ours, she went to the bank to get her name on it, and they asked her husband what money limit he wanted to put on her spending.
Oh God, I wish I could have done that.
So that didn't go down very well. So yeah, just to be aware of that sort of attitude.
And a quick one on paperwork for your visas and things like that. If you're applying as a couple, you need copies of absolutely everything for each person.
Yes.
So if the bank account is in one person's name or any investments or anything like that, then the other person has to have copies of it.
Yeah.
Every single bit of paper needs to be copied twice.
We nearly got caught out on that.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were on a Facebook group, immigrants from what was it called? I can't remember
now.
Anyway, it was a Facebook page that helps people that moved to Portugal, and somebody had mentioned it that they'd done. Had to go and photocopy everything, and we were just about to go to Manchester for our interview, so it was just
mad dash
to
get the printer and copying everything quickly.
Yeah, so
because it was like 160 odd pages, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that needed to be copied.
Yeah. So and there's a huge queue.
They have a photocopier there, but it's like 5p a sheet, and you've got a queue of people around the room waiting to use it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going off topic a bit there.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Me?
I think so.
It is. I'll take a little one.
I'll take a little one.
Okay. Right. Are you guys planning on getting any animals? I.e. dog, chickens, goats, etc. That's from Dave Franklin. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
There's two answers to that. That's yes and no.
Yeah, but no, but.
Yeah. We would like to have a dog.
We'd like to have lots of dogs, really.
Yeah. No, a dog. We've had dogs previously. I love dogs. And that's why we don't mind being close to the dog shelter.
Yeah.
We'd love to have a dog. Really would. Chickens, goats, not so much. You take a lot of responsibility, and we haven't got a lot of land. Although we've got enough land to keep a couple of goats, or they end up eating the trees. And
I did think about getting sheep because they eat grass, and that will help me not scrimp so much. But
there's also licensing issues as well.
Yeah.
If you're keeping geese, goats, not geese, sorry, sheep, goats, a cow. If you wanted to keep a cow. Anything like that, any sort of livestock, you have to get a license. It's not difficult, but you have to sort of jump through a few hoops. It's quite cheap, it's only a few euros, but you do have to have it, and you are subject to inspections. So there's that side to it. But also, the reason we're not getting a dog straight away as well is because
it limits you.
We've just moved to a new country. We're doing most of the work in the house at the moment, but ultimately we do want to be able to travel around the country, see a lot more of it.
That was a major thing.
And that restricts us having a dog.
It does really, because, well, the plan was to travel around a little bit and see some sights, but we haven't really seen much. We haven't got out much.
We've done a couple of day trips out, haven't we?
But we've not really done what
much.
we planned, but we will do in the future.
Yeah.
And we know from having dogs in the past, if you can't take them with you, I don't really want to keep them at home for a long period of time.
I don't like leaving them for like 8-10 hours or something like that.
No
it's not fair on the dogs.
Also, at the moment, because of the way that the house is, it's quite dangerous, I think, for any dogs to be living in here. Because I've had my eye on a couple over the road. But that's not, never mind. But no, it's not a suitable environment. Actually, the kennels are nicer over there than the house here. So they're better looked after, I think.
We'd also have to secure the garden, things
we
like
need
that.
a great deal of fencing and gating
So
and stuff.
ultimately, yes, we almost certainly will get a dog.
Definitely.
Maybe next year, perhaps.
We'll see.
Maybe a bit longer, but
We'll see. See how far you get with the renovations.
yeah, chickens and goats, probably not.
I did think about chickens. I like the idea of chickens, but they're a bit stinky.
They're a bit smelly.
And we don't really eat that many eggs.
And I know we've watched a few people on YouTube, and you add up what they have to get to sort of settle. God, there's one that we saw the other week, and we added up what they'd spent, and it's over £1,000 on keeping a dozen chickens.
Yeah,
a run and a chicken coop. And I know you can make these things, but I don't see eggs aren't that dear.
I'm assuming that's just for a hobby, though.
Yeah, it's more for a hobby, isn't it? But it's more about the responsibility side of it.
Yeah, it really is.
The fact that it stops you from doing anything.
Well, we've got so much work to do at the moment, but it depends on how fast he gets things done.
Yes, sir.
You're going to clap at me. It depends on the time scale, but we'll see. But I'd like all the dogs.
Yeah, and I would have no problem with lots of dogs.
No, I don't know about
especially nice, decent sized dogs. I like sort of Labrador sort of size ones, or even bigger.
Yeah.
But
big dogs.
Yeah, she's been sneaking dogs in. When she's been taking some of these little ones for a walk, she sneaks them in to have a little look round and see if any of them like the place.
There's only a couple. They're only little, and I love the little dogs as well. You see, he said they're not like a proper dog, but he wants a big proper dog.
Man's dog.
But there's a couple of little ones that I really, really love. So I just try and sneak them in a little bit and just have a little
get them used to the place.
So when they do go for a walk, they sort of pull in the direction of the front door.
It's like the old joke about the dog pulling into the pub every... Anyway, go on. Your turn.
My turn. Right, let's go. Oh, the hands are a bit stiff today.
There's actually two together.
Oh, there's two here.
Similar subject.
Here. Well, you can see that. Okay. Right, first one. This relates to the bedroom that I'm knocking the wall through on. It says, why not make it a closet? Just take the door area back down and then it's less work. Okay. And then we've got another one. Should I just do the first one?
No,
do the other one?
Do this.
The second one, relating to the bedroom renovation. Couldn't you cut the wall down with a circular saw? Less time and work. Okay, so the first one's... I forgot to tell them the first one. Karen. Sorry, I can't pronounce your second name. Usaida, I think it is.
Sorry if I've mangled it.
I've no idea, so sorry. And the second one's from somebody else.
Makoki Matsuri. Yes. I don't know if that's a nickname but that's the name that's on the question.
Yeah. So, first one.
Yeah, why not make it a closet?
We did think about making it a closet, actually, a wardrobe, walk-in wardrobe.
But anybody's not seen it. It's only a little narrow room. It's about 4 foot wide.
Yeah.
About 4 foot wide, about 12 foot long, something like that.
Yeah. It would make a really nice walk-in wardrobe. And I did think about that. But it has a window there. And in the other bedroom, there's a small window as well. And plus, I love the garden view, so I want to keep both the windows.
It looks nice as a big room with 2 windows.
2 small windows, and plus it gives me more scope on where I want to put my wardrobe and things and my bed, so it gives me sort of more flexibility. Yeah.
And it'll be a nice big airy room then as well, rather than...
Yeah.
It's okay at the moment.
It's not that big, really.
And that other room would be too big as a walk-in wardrobe, really.
I'm not really into clothes and shoes. I'm not a typical woman that likes shoes and handbags and things. I'm a bit of a tomboy, so It's mainly
As you may have seen with the demolition hammers and drills.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little sort of. I've quite a few pairs of boots and things, and yeah. So no, I'm not into lots of clothes. I don't like shopping, so
you don't really need that much space.
No. Yeah. I'd rather have the space for my crafting table and things like that. So I like to do little crafty things. So I prefer to put a desk down there for that, really.
Yeah.
Right.
The other part of it is couldn't you cut the wall down with a circular saw? Not quite. See, the walls here are made of about 1.5 inches of lime plaster on both sides, and the core of it is about 3 inches of solid timber, timber planks. Now that causes two things. One, the whole wall is too deep for a circular saw to go all the way through. And secondly, cutting through lime plaster would absolutely destroy circular saw blades, and I'm not prepared to throw them away. Now, the other thing is that we actually want the wood, and we want them. That's why we're dismantling the wall rather than knocking it down.
It's going to take some time, but it's worth it because the wood's amazing.
It's really nice wood. I can do a load of stuff with this. We've got some plans for making some live edge shelves and things like that. And it's really expensive here, wood.
Yeah.
Now, I priced it up roughly that these boards that make up the wall would come to around about 1,000 to 1,500 quid.
It's a lot of money
euros.
It's a lot of money to destroy, isn't it, really?
And I want to get the maximum length out of each one.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to take it all apart and we're going to cut it as close to the bottom as we possibly can. With a reciprocating saw, and then we'll pull them out. Yeah,
make good use of it.
Yeah, we'll clean them up and we'll make things. I've got some plans for a bed to make out of it.
Yeah, bed base.
A big 6-foot bed, 6 foot wide, 6'6" long.
Yeah.
Big heavy timbers. I mean, that's a project for probably next year, but but we can store this wood until then.
Yeah, it's just being able to just try and use up things again. We do like to do that because it's cheap. It
saves money.
It really does. And
it's also a good thing to do.
It's a good thing to reuse, but ultimately, all our adult life we've just been trying to save money. So if we can recover something,
we're in the habit of it now.
Yeah. I think even if we had loads of money, we'd still do it. It's ingrained now. I think it's just that sort of thinking's ingrained, so we just try to get the best out of everything and spend as little as possible. Because we haven't got a great deal of money to do this renovation, so we have to be very careful.
I mean, both of those suggestions are perfectly reasonable.
Very much so.
We could have just cut the doorway out because originally there was a door in it and it's been blocked up. So we could cut that out again, make it into a cabinet closet, and. Yes, you could use a circular saw. You'd have to cut it from both sides, and like I say, it would destroy your saw blade. Yeah. But
it's a brilliant
idea. You can buy another saw blade.
Brilliant idea because it is a lot of work. It is hard work, and it takes me a few times. Doing a little bit at a time.
But it was like we were saying before. Sometimes there are reasons for the way we're doing stuff that we haven't explained.
Put in the video.
Partly because we haven't thought of another way to do it. Partly because time limitations to the video we can't show everything.
Well, that's it. You record 3 hours and then you try and condense it into 40 minutes. So it's really difficult to. This
is why some of our videos start to ramble on.
I'm so sorry. It's so long. And anyone that gets through them all, I think it's amazing.
So anyway,
is that me?
I think that's done. That was you, Dan.
Yeah. So thanks for the comments.
Yeah.
We're really good ideas.
Oh, definitely great ideas.
And it's something I did think about.
Right. Nice. This one for me, anyway. Right. So we've got Brian. How much would a Kangoo van like your own petrol version be to purchase? Cheers, Stephen Murphy. Thank you, Stephen. I did actually tell Stephen exactly how much it cost. Our van was, we wanted to get one fairly quick, so as soon as we come into the country, we looked around for something. We got a Facebook Marketplace. It was €1,200, and that was so MOT'd. Well, actually, it was MOT'd till this month.
Yes.
So it was like 7 months MOT, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I've just taken it today for its new MOT, which was quite an interesting experience. It's quite different from the UK.
Yeah.
They don't do it at garages. It's a specialist station that you go to. So they don't do any repairs. So they've got no interest in failing you so that they get work to fix a tyre or whatever, you know. So if it fails for a reason. But what you do, you just drive in. The one we went to in particular, just drove in, get in the queue, and it's a big shed. You've got 3 lanes, and when you're called in, you just drive into a lane, and a mechanic meets you, and he tells you to turn certain lights on and off and things like that. You do the emissions test, and then he drives it forward onto a rolling road and a suspension tester. And the suspension tester actually shakes the car, and you can see it on screen. It shows the little oscilloscope of the suspension working. Then he does the brake test, and then he goes forward over a pit, and he has a look underneath and everything. Really quick. I think in the UK it usually takes about 45 minutes. Here, I doubt if I was in there more than about 20 minutes. Just as good a test. They tested everything the same. So, yeah, the van passed. Got a couple of advisories, but not major.
Had to change a couple of tyres.
Yeah, I put 2 new tyres on before I went in.
For it, yes.
And it will need 2 new tyres before the next test. But they're absolutely fine at the moment. And that was €35 to do the test. But back to the question. It was €1,200 for the van. Our insurance is about €170 a year. That's for both of us to drive. It's actually for anybody to drive.
Yeah.
Because you actually insure the van, not the driver. Yeah. So the van is insured and anyone can get in and drive it.
It's really handy.
So it's great. Yeah. The tax is, I think it's €35 a year again. And that's it really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuel costs here are very similar to the UK.
Same.
Not much difference. Pennies difference, you know. We tend to buy it from Intermarché, which is supermarket. Intermarché. Supermarket brands, and they have petrol stations. They tend to be the cheapest.
They're really good, aren't they?
Yeah. Some of you may have seen the video where I did the head gasket on the Kangoo, and I mentioned on that we had to buy another vehicle. Yeah. What we bought was a 1996 L200 Mitsubishi, and that cost us €5,000. That's a hell of a lot of money for
so much money. Cars
vehicles are so expensive here. 4 times the price they are in the UK, easily. I'll put a little video of a clip of the new truck. The new truck. So you have a quick look around. Yeah. This is the L200 we bought. It's a 1996 2.5 litre diesel with the sort of traditional Portuguese back on it. All the sides fold down. You could use it as a flat if you needed to. But this cost us €5,000, which, to be fair, is actually quite cheap for Portugal, although it seems horrendously expensive to me. But there you go. That's hopefully our vehicle for the next few years at least. But I mean, nice, and it's what we always planned on getting to begin with.
Yeah.
The head gasket on the Van Gogh and just brought it forward a little bit.
Yeah, it's handy having that flatbed at the back, but it's just so expensive for such an old car. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't get over it.
It's in really good condition.
They really do look after them.
There's no rust on any of these cars.
It's not as like rainy and.
Well, it's not so much rain; it's the you don't put salt on the roads for the ice and things like that. Yeah, yeah.
No. Right.
I think that sorts that one, doesn't it?
That one. Okay.
We'll get close to the end. You'll be glad to know.
Two more, I know, yeah. Oh, that's another one for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What is it?
It is. Are you a joiner or builder by trade, Brian? Okay.
Go on, read the rest of it. Go on.
He's put this in just to gloat and because you get all this. Honestly, you get all this.
Come on, read it out.
Average.
Read the whole question.
Okay. Are you a joiner or builder by trade, Brian? You are absolutely amazing at renovating your new home. I look forward to seeing you both every Saturday here in Ireland, and we love your videos. And that is from Ellen Killen.
Eileen,
sorry.
Eileen Killen.
Eileen Killen. Sorry.
Thank you, Eileen. Obviously a woman of great taste. No, I've never been a builder or a plasterer or electrician. I served me apprenticeship as an engineer in industry, but I got out of it quite quickly because I don't like working in factories. And all throughout my life, I've just got up and done stuff. What was that?
I said you just bodged it.
You bodged it, yeah. No, that is true.
He's just learned over the years.
One thing about being an apprentice or the apprentice system of learning is that you learn by watching people, and that's something I've kept hold of right the way through my life. If I see a plasterer, I'll watch him and I'll see how he does it, and then when I have a go at it, I'll try and remember a lot of the sort of things that they do. And it's just a different way of learning.
I think you're very fortunate in the way that you can learn because YouTube, before YouTube, oh my goodness, yeah. It's just absolutely amazing. You can just watch a few videos on YouTube and then he can put his hand to it.
YouTube is my Bible.
It's
honestly.
Amazing.
It really is.
But he's very fortunate that he learns in that certain way, where he can watch something and he can do it. Where I can't do that, I have to be shown. And then I'll have to do it myself while somebody shows me. Mm-hmm. And then it fixes into my mind. So it's a different way of learning, but it's so good the way that you can watch and just do it. And I do envy that in that way. But it's just over the years. And he's always done it. Tried to fix things. And sometimes it's not successful. But
I've made lots and lots of mistakes.
Because he's so old now. He's had loads of experience, and now he does it a bit better. He does it better now.
Tiling, for example.
Yeah,
he's
done years and years.
We've done tiling for years, just on our own houses and things like that. And if I go back to the early ones I've done, they're not particularly good. They're okay.
You can tell. Yeah.
But as you go along, you pick tricks up and you realise the mistakes you made and you try to avoid them in the future.
Well, that's it. You just think, I think I should have done it that way.
Yeah.
So I know that when you did your mum's kitchen, you could, and that was years and years ago. And I know that you went back and didn't she change the worktops or something? And he said, "Oh, I wouldn't have done it that way this time."
I wouldn't.
And that was like 10 years before. Yeah. So it does change, and you do improve. But the mistakes really do help you to try and work out a different way.
Yeah.
Never
be afraid of making a mistake.
No.
Though you learn more from one mistake than you do from 100 times of getting it right.
Yeah, sometimes you're just scared of trying and failing. Yeah. But try and fail. You do fail. I fail.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
He just doesn't put it on the video.
Yeah. Again, Tyler, if you make a mistake, okay, you make a mistake. You can either accept it or you can just pull them off the wall and start again.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So have a go.
Have a go, everyone.
Yeah, have a go.
Yeah.
Look at our videos. Look at other videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Have it playing while you're doing it if you want.
Yeah.
Use YouTube. It's absolutely fantastic for that. It's a brilliant learning tool. But yeah, I've never been a builder, construction, anything like that. So it's just what we've picked up in the past, doing our own houses, basically. Yeah. So,
thank you.
Last one.
Go on then.
That's me, innit?
Go ahead.
That's it. Last one.
Thank goodness.
Right. Oh, this is quite appropriate actually. Yeah. There we go. What we've got is: did either of you speak any Portuguese before you arrived? And if not, are you going to learn? Now that's in G. Hooper. No, we didn't. We both had a go at trying to learn on like Duolingo and like Memrise was the other
We
one.
realised it was Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah, Duolingo's useless. Forget about it. Just
doesn't work.
Just take it off now and forget about it. Until they bring out a Portuguese, a European one, don't bother with it. You'll just learn the wrong words. Memrise is better. It has got a European Portuguese on it, but you have to pay for part of that.
Yeah. So we only knew.
We knew odd words.
Like thank you and
bon dia, tudo bem.
Really, really basic.
Até amanhã.
Yeah. Just really small amount.
I worked just before we left. I worked with a guy, a Portuguese guy, and I only saw him twice a day as he was entering and leaving the place. I was a security guard, and every day he tried to teach me something in Portuguese. It took him 6 weeks to get me to say bon dia right. So I'm struggling, I must admit. Nunu, if you're watching, thank you very much. And we made it. We didn't know any Portuguese. You can get by without. Just using Google Translate and that type of thing. We find an app called Deepl is better. DEEPL. It's, again, Google Translate is Brazilian Portuguese. Deepl has a European Portuguese on it.
I did try with Google when I first tried to talk to the neighbour, and it wasn't very successful. No. She didn't get a great deal of what I was trying to say. Yeah. So no, I'm not bothered.
It's better than nothing, but Deepl is much better, much more accurate than what it says.
It still now and again throws out the wrong one, I think, but generally it's a lot better.
But as a result of you going to the volunteer at the dog shelter, actually,
yes,
we learnt about a course in a school that's about 15 minutes away.
So I do courses for A1 level. I think they do A2 as well.
They do A2 as well.
Language course, and it's free.
Yeah, you just have to register.
You
with
just
them.
Register with
the school,
with the professor and the school.
Yeah.
They do Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons. So
2.5 hours each time.
Yeah, so we just started last week, and it's really good. Really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So we're starting to.
Don't ask us to say anything. We're not ready yet.
We've only had 2 lessons. So but I'm really enjoying that. It's good. And we're meeting new people as well. So that's another way of meeting people.
And that's it's a total of 150 hours of tuition, 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's most of a year it covers.
Yeah, so so we won't finish probably until June, I would imagine.
But that should take you up to basic conversational level.
Yeah.
So that should be good.
But it's also good because it's free.
Yeah. It's Portugal and shoestring. Don't pay for it. You can get it for nothing.
I think that's it. Yeah.
But that's where we're up to. We are learning. We've got little tiny bits, you pick little bits up in shops and things like that. Yeah,
you do. It's shopping mainly because you see all the...
we're picking words up for things.
All the labels and
but
things.
Putting it into sentences is the harder part.
Yeah, it's conversation. There's no way we can have a conversation yet, so...
can barely do it in English.
So we'll see how we get on, but we are enjoying it. And you have a little exam at the end of it, so it's not loosey goosey. You've got to
You
pass
do
it
have to
down.
answer questions.
You have to learn it. You can't just go. So yeah, so we're doing quite well really. I'm quite pleased of how things have gone for this 7 months. I've met a good few people now, and I'm starting to get a bit of a social life. So on a Monday afternoon, sorry, we've had to change it because of these lessons. I have to have a crafternoon with some ladies, and we crochet and we knit and we bring cake, which is always good. So we have a little crafternoon, and then I've got my dogs, looking after my dogs on the Thursday and walk those. And I've got my Portuguese lessons, so there's lots of things going on. So it's really nice. So don't be worried if you come over here that you won't have any contact with anybody, and that you might feel a bit isolated.
One thing that that has helped that is doing this, doing YouTube. Apart from the dog shelter,
yes,
all the people we've got in touch with are all through YouTube.
Yeah.
People who've contacted us and asked us a question, or asked if they could come round and have a look and things like that, which is great. Anybody who wants to come round, if you're in Portugal and you're in this sort of area, just send us a message. We'd love to see you.
We've had a couple of people say we've driven past your place. So yeah, I mean, just give us a bit of a heads up, because we might be sweating in the middle of something. Yeah. So just give us some notice. But you're very welcome to come round and have a cuppa. Yeah. And I might do you a slice of cake.
So I think we'll wrap it up there.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting up with this inane drivel. And again, any more questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah. If we'd missed something today, just let us know. We'll always answer your comments. Every comment we answer. And thank you for watching the channel. I just love all the comments. I love reading them every week.
And
really nice.
The information you give is really useful.
Oh, it's so helpful in the garden.
Especially the garden stuff. Yes. Really is.
It is brilliant.
Because neither of us were keen gardeners at all.
No,
You sort of potted around a bit. But
I just started to for a couple of years because the children have grown up in that, before. So this is a real good challenge, and thank you for all your help with that. I'll be asking for more. So stay tuned. And so we'll wrap it up now.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.